Hello students, welcome to Social Science online classes. In this session, you are going to learn economics first chapter, natural resources. Natural resources are the gift of nature without which the survival of life is impossible. The sunlight, water, air, forests, soil, biodiversity, mineral, ores, etc. are the natural resources which are important for survival. With the increase in global population to more than 7 billion, it is becoming very difficult to provide even the basic necessities to a large growing population. So, in this chapter, you are going to study issues related to resource scarcity, environmental conservation, and reducing our ecological footprint. In this chapter, you learn the meaning and types of resources, scarcity of resources, the need of conservation of resources, and ways to reduce our ecological footprint. First, let's study the meaning of natural resources. What are natural resources? Natural resources are those resources which are naturally present that are considered valuable in their natural form. What is natural resources? Natural resources are naturally present substances that are considered valuable in their natural form. So, natural resources, another meaning definition of natural resources is natural resources are the material which is gifted by the nature and we use them as resources in our day to day life. Thus, mining, petroleum, extraction, fishing, hunting, and forestry are generally considered as natural resources. A natural resource is something found in the nature that people can use to meet their needs. Natural resources are generally classified into two categories. They are renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Now let's discuss them one by one. Renewable resources. See, what are renewable resources? Then some resources get replenished. Some resources get replenished as we use them. Okay, these are called as renewable resources. Now, what is the meaning of replenisher? Replenish. Replenish means refill or restore. So, any natural resource that can refill or restore itself naturally over a time. Means as we use them, it goes on filling. As we use these resources, they go on refilling or they go on restoring by itself over a time. Over a time, it goes on restoring. That is called as renewable resources. For example, soil, plants, we use the soil. Okay, we cut the plants, but again, in addition, they grow, or uh, we can plant the trees in the on the other part of the earth also. Okay, then animals, carbon dioxide, air, oxygen, We use the oxygen, we breathe in oxygen, but does it get over? No, it does not get over. It replenishes itself naturally over time. Water, we use water, but what happens? Does the water get exhausted from the earth? No. So water also get replenished itself naturally. So any natural resources that can replenish itself naturally over a time, they are called as renewable resources. Okay. They are also called, these renewable resources are also called as non exhaustible resources. Water, land, forest, air, sunlight, and heat are some other examples. See, we use water, but it does not get exhausted. If we use sunlight, do you think the sunlight will get exhausted? No. Every day in day to day life, we use air. Does it get exhausted? No. Okay. So these such things are called as renewable resources. Now, non renewable resources. A non renewable resource is a natural resource that cannot be remade or regrown at a scale comparable to its consumption. It means some natural resources they get depleted. Means they get depleted. Depleted means they get reduced. Non renewable resource means some natural resources get reduced as we go on using them. Eventually, what happens? They are emptied and cannot be created again. As we go on using those resources, they get reduced and again they get reduced, and slowly what happens? They are emptied also and they cannot be created again. These resources are known as exhaustible resources. It means they cannot be remade or they cannot be regrown. Okay, these resources, non renewable resources, when we use them, they get reduced and we cannot, they cannot be remade or regrown. So they are also called as exhaustible, means they get exhausted from the earth. So that is called as non renewable resources. Minerals like iron ore, copper, gold, manganese, bauxite, etc., and mineral fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, uranium, thorium, etc., resources which get reduced and cannot be renewed. Okay, such are called as non renewable resources. Nature cannot replenish, it means nature cannot restore them through its process, and they are also known as non renewable resources. Non renewable resources are not environment friendly and can have serious effect on our health. They are called non renewable because they cannot be regenerated within a short span of a time. Non renewable resources exist in the form of fossil fuels, natural gas, oil, and coal. Coal. See, resources can be classified on the basis of their origin also. Okay. Resources can be classified on the basis of their origin. They are biotic resources and abiotic resources. Okay, first we'll discuss biotic resources. Biotic natural resources are all living resources that are able to reproduce, replace life, and grow in numbers. These are all the resources that are obtained from the biosphere itself. Example: mineral fuels, fish, wildlife, etc. Okay. Biotic, abiotic natural resources are all the non living resources that cannot replace themselves easily and are obtained from the surface of the earth crust. Some of these resources are reproduced of extremely slow rates in terms of human life periods. Example would include water, land, mineral, land mineral ores such as copper, silver, gold, etc. See here, biotic resources are those that are derived from living organisms. Okay, while plants and animals are biotic resources, abiotic resources are those that are derived from non living components of the nature. For example, water, soil, minerals, etc. are abiotic resources. Now, importance of natural resources. Natural resources play a important role in our lives. It will be really difficult to imagine the world without natural resources. Was it possible for the human beings or any other living creature which has a life to live without natural resources? No, we cannot even imagine the world without natural resources. The globe without natural resources will be as the globe without nature. See, if there is no natural resources, then there wouldn't have been a world called nature on the globe. The resource not only add to our lives, they serve the realm of progress. Okay, now let us know the scarcity and conservation of natural resources. Scarcity, first of all, what is the meaning of scarcity? Scarcity refers to the limited nature of a society's resources. Economics, in the term of economic scarcity, economics is the study of how society manages its resources, including how people decide how much to work, save, and spend, and what to buy. How firms decide how much to produce, how many workers to hire. Here, the meaning of firms means a company. Okay. How firms means how company decide how much to produce, how many workers to hire. How society decides how to divide its resources between national defense, consumer goods, protecting the environment, and other needs. All our basic needs like food, shelter, clothes are met out of various natural resources like air, water, soil, minerals, coal, petroleum, etc., plants and animals. But how long these materials of the nature will be available for our use? See, the growing population and the increase in industrialization and urbanization have created heavy demand for all these materials. In relation to our increasing wants, the available resources are severely scarce. Okay. While the non renewable resources are available in fixed quantity, renewable resources are likely to be exploited beyond their regeneration rates. So, the main factors of increasing scarcity are, first one is overpopulation. The increasing population requires additional land for growing additional food and providing shelter, which is met through con- conversion of forest land into agricultural land, and agricultural land into residential land, commercial and industrial land. See, the population is rapidly growing. So, the increase in population, as the population goes on increasing, the people need addition land for growing the additional food. As the population is growing, even there is a need of more food grains also. So in order to grow more food grains, what happens, they clear the forest and utilize the land for the agriculture purpose. So yeah, as the population is increasing, the growing the growing additional food and providing shelter is met through conversion of forest land into agriculture land. Now, to grow the crops or to convert the forest land into agriculture land and uh, agriculture land and residential land, what happens, they first clear the forest, and agriculture land later it is converted into residential land, commercial land and industrial land to the rapid growth of population. So the next factor is growing industrialization. With the increased industrialization, extraction of mineral ores, crude oil and water increase resulting in emptying of mines, oil wells and water resources. See, industrialization is growing. With the increased industrialization, what happens? Extraction of mineral ores, crude oil and water also increases. So this results in emptying of mines, oil wells and water resources. Expanding urban areas. Urban areas are those where a huge population lives in a small area. What is urban area? Urban area means large population lives in a small area. So the demand of resources and generation of waste is very high. Since the population is more in urban areas, the area is small and the population is more. So since the population is more, the demand of natural resources and generation of waste is also very high. So contributing to reduction in quantity and quality of resources. Just imagine the plight of Bengaluru, which receives Kaveri water from hundreds of kilometers away. That pure water is converted into wastewater by households and industrial units. See, Bangalore is a big city, it has a huge population. To the Bangalore city, water is supplied from a Kaveri river. So this filtered water, Kaveri river water, is supplied to the city, and is this water receives Kaveri river from hundreds of kilometers. Okay, this pure water is converted into wastewater by households and industrial units. Okay, the next factor is atmospheric pollution. With a greater burning of fossil fuels like coal, diesel, and petrol, more harmful elements like carbon dioxide, hydrogen, sulfide, soot, and dust get into the air, polluting it. This reduces the availability of clean air. See here what happened. The atmosphere get polluted with the use of with the burning of fossil fuels like coal, diesel, and petrol. More harmful elements like carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide, soot, and dust get into the air and it pollutes the air. Okay. So, due to this, what happened? It reduces the availability of clean air. Next is water pollution and land degradation. When a human, hospital, industrial, and other waste are dumped in the open space, they affect the land and water, reducing the quality as well as availability. Water is also polluted by the agriculture, agricultural and household activities. See, water and land degradation. See, when the human beings and the hospitals and the industrial and other wastes are dumped in open area, when these wastes are dumped in open space, they affect the land as well as the water also, and this reduces the quality and the availability also. See, water is polluted by agricultural and household activities also. Even some factories leave their waste chemicals into the water. Because of this, what happens? The water also get polluted, and the availability of a fresh water is decreasing day by day. Therefore, the increase in population and their increased economic activities have increased scarcity and the affected the quality of resources also. Okay, dear students, we'll wind up the session here today. Tomorrow, we will discuss the conservation of resources. Okay, thank you and have a good day.